Starting in March, I was 225 pounds. Today, I'm at 205. And I still got a long way to go before I hit my goal, but losing 20 pounds, there were some things I learned that I didn't quite expect, honestly. For one, I stopped thinking about food all day. This was huge because back when I was super big, around 30, maybe 35% body fat, I would constantly be thinking about food. And if I wasn't thinking about food in a sense where I wanted to eat it, it was almost in a sense where I felt guilty every time I ate. I was always conscious of it, but I wasn't committed enough to make a change. And so every day I would constantly have food on my mind, whether it's if I'm eating something that I know is unhealthy and I know is not going to get me leaner, I would feel guilty. Or if I was trying to eat good and I wasn't exactly hitting the macros, or if I was eating at a restaurant and they didn't have the calories for it, but I didn't have the discipline or even the mentality to pick foods that I know are inherently low calorie. So there was always a subconscious guilt. Like if I'll go to a Puerto Rican spot and have some tostones or something, like I didn't know what was in the calories. I didn't know what was in it, but I would eat it, but it would eat at my brain. I would feel self-conscious about it. And so something that's changed recently is I don't even think about food now unless I'm eating, I don't really think about what I'm gonna eat for lunch. I don't really think about what I'm gonna have for dinner or breakfast. It's already laid out in my meal plan. I just follow it. And if I'm going out to eat, for example, which I don't do that often, but when I do, I just fit it in my macros. I figure out what restaurant we're going to, see if they have steak. I'm really just gonna go for a steak or a chicken, and that's really it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not, nervous. It's not in my mind. I'm just chilling, And that was a huge shift for me mentally because I never really have to stress about where my food is coming from, what's gonna be the effect of the food, or how to fit into my macros. It's just normal now. I'm just chilling, And I think that's underrated, how much we think about food, especially if you're overweight watching this. We think about food a lot, and just having that clear mind, it's one less thing to worry about now every day. That makes the biggest difference. And so that was one thing, but another thing is I trust myself a lot more now. I don't ever feel like if I say I'm gonna do something, I feel like I'm gonna get it done. I don't have a doubt in my mind that what I say is gonna happen is gonna happen. Because now I have a laid out plan in my mind, no matter what it is I'm trying to do. So if I know that I need to hit a certain deadline today, I know I'm gonna lay out a schedule of what I need to get done to hit that deadline, and then it happens. And I'm not thinking about it, I'm not stressing about it. What I say goes. That's it. And it's a crazy shift because I used to, everything was like a procrastination, I would think, okay, I gotta get this done, gotta get that done. I have 20 different things I need to get done today, but I'm scrolling on my phone, watching one more video or playing one more game, and I'm not actually being productive. Or I watch informational content thinking that I'm being productive, but not actually getting any of the work done. That was huge for me. Because at the end of the day, I'm not perfect, but if I convince myself now that everything I do is gonna happen because of my confidence with this weight loss journey, that confidence is enough to get to your goals by itself. Because if you're the type of person to make something happen, guess what? It happens. If you're the type of person to talk negative about yourself, guess what? It doesn't happen. Whatever you say is true. So for me, at the end of the day, if I say I'm gonna get to 10% body fat, that means I'm gonna get to 10% body fat. If I say it's not sustainable, it's too hard, then I'm not gonna get there. You know, words are everything. And now when I can say something with my tongue, I know I'm gonna get it done. And that's just the reality now for me. So I still got, even though I have a long way to go, the reason I'm able to speak so confidently about this is because I know that it's a formula. I just gotta hit the formula and make it happen, no matter how I feel. So reacting and acting based on how you feel is also another reason why I wasn't hitting my goals. Because if I felt tired one day, or if I felt hungry, or if I felt like having some junk food, or I just had a craving for some fried food, I would just kind of fall to my cravings. But now I still have cravings, a lot less than I used to, but I still have some. But guess what? I just tell myself, well, every time I feel a craving, I think, well, is this gonna get me to 10%? Yes or no? No? Okay. Like, is eating Chick-fil-A worth not having a six-pack? I literally tell myself that. Is eating this food worth not having a six-pack? What do you want more, Chick-fil-A or a six-pack? Just make it a yes or no in your head. What do you want more, Chick-fil-A, six-pack? I think I want a six-pack more. Yeah, okay. Not having Chick-fil-A. That's it. That's it. And if you do that every single time you make a decision, guess what? You'll gain confidence in yourself, because you realize that, oh wow, I actually do what I say I'm going to do. When most people make decisions, they're not thinking of the consequences. They're thinking of how they feel in the moment. Every decision you make, just tell yourself, okay, what's going to happen if I make this decision? Is that result better or worse than my goal? Well, it doesn't bring me towards my goal, so it's worse. Okay, so I'm not going to make that decision. That's it. Cut out all the fluff. Cut out all the fluff. And that's something I do now, and I trust myself way more than I used to. Way more. And then another thing that, and this is really interesting, the gym feels a lot different. And yeah, obviously I get stronger, all that good stuff, you know, it's easier to move weight, I feel better in the gym, but I'm not even talking about that part. I'm saying the gym is fun now. Like, I enjoy going to the gym. Why do I enjoy going to the gym? Well, one, I get to see the progress I'm making every single day. But two, it feels like a reward, because when I'm seeing progress, it's a funny thing. Dopamine is a cool thing, because dopamine we're all addicted to dopamine, right? We scroll on our phones, all the goofy food that everyone's eating, but you actually get a dopamine hit and endorphins when you hit the gym and when you make progress in general, even if not in the gym. So that progress that I'm making, it's an addiction. It's like an addiction to progress. Now, I know that could be a bad thing when you get too deep into it, but for now, I'm addicted to the progress. So every time I go to the gym, I'm hitting that dopamine. I'm enjoying it, you know? And so the gym doesn't feel like a punishment anymore. The gym is actually where I go and I'm like excited. I'm excited to see, okay, can I move up in weight today? Okay, did my weight on the scale go down today? Okay, like, how am I looking? Is my waist shrinking? All of that, it's an addiction now, you know? So I got addicted to progress, and that's a good thing, you know? So I got some, and that's one huge thing that changed for me. And now, on top of that, smaller decisions that used to be like an overthinker type of decision, those decisions are way easier for me now. Why? Because again, it goes back to that confidence. I know that whatever decision I make, if I tell myself, what is the end result of this decision? Is it bringing me closer or further from my goals? It's an automatic. I don't have to think for more than 10 seconds. Really more than 2 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna skip the gym today. Is that gonna bring me further or closer to my goals? Is today a scheduled gym day? No, today's a scheduled gym day. And I'll bring you further to my goals? Okay, no, I can't skip it. I gotta go. Oh, well, my girl, she wants to stay at home and cuddle for a little bit. Instead, she really begging me, you know, I haven't seen her in a while. Did I hit the gym yet today? No. Okay. Is staying at home gonna bring me closer to my goals or further my goals? Further from my goals. Okay, so I have to go to the gym. And guess what? She's not gonna break up with me for going to the gym. It's just that simple. Like, every decision I make now is just, am I getting closer to my goal or further from my goal? And it's not perfect. Like, I'll still have moments where, you know, I'll waste time, you know, I'll scroll too long, doom scroll, all that stuff. Like, we're still addicted. Like, it's a process. But at the end of the day, that addiction, I'm weeding off of it so much easier now, because every decision I make, if it's a conscious decision I'm making, I just ask myself the question, is this bringing me closer to my goal or further from my goal? Or would I rather the immediate dopamine hit of this, or would I rather my end goal that I told myself that I want? Which would I rather? You're literally playing a game of would you rather with yourself. Would you rather have a six-pack or eat Chipotle? Chipotle could be okay, depending on what you get. But regardless, would you rather have pizza or would you rather have a six-pack? If you're starting a business, would you rather, whatever is on your vision board, whether it's a new car, okay? Let's say you want a new car. Would you rather have that BMW, or would you rather scroll on TikTok for 1 more hour? Which one would you rather? I think you'd rather the BMW, right? And so every decision I make now is just a simple yes or no. It's just a dichotomy, that's it. And so that is a huge mental change that happened. And it all stems from this weight loss shit, which is insane, how weight loss can change your entire life, you know? And so that was a huge one. That was a huge one. And then another thing, so I realized that I wasn't missing any more knowledge. We are, as overthinkers, are so obsessed with having the most optimal split with the most optimal diet to get the perfect amount of anti-inflammatory and grass-fed, blah blah, like seed oils, all this stuff. Like optimizing is not the problem, and I realize that. I do not need any more knowledge. I don't need to watch any more Jeff Nippard. I don't need to watch any more science-based anything, because I already know. If you have been going to the gym for more than 3 months in your life, you already know what to do. Your problem is not optimization. Your problem is consistency. And that's where I saw the biggest change in my mindset, because now I don't focus on science-based nothing. I don't focus on what split is the most new split that everyone's doing, that got a new study that's making everyone get. I don't focus on the new rep range that everyone's trying to do. Now I just focus on hitting the gym. Am I moving up with the weight that I'm lifting? Yes. Progressively overloading? Yes. Is my weight coming down on the scale on an average weekly basis? Yes. That's it. 2 things. Consistency and progress. That's it. If my weight stalls, okay, I gotta change something. But if it's not, okay, keep doing what I'm doing. That's it. Just focus on 2 things: consistency and progress. Did I go to the gym 5 times this week? No. Did I go to the gym 4 times this week? No. Okay, I need to change something. Something in my schedule is not adding up. Because if you're not going at least 4 times a week, something's not adding up. Did I hit the gym 4 times this week? Yes. Okay, consistency is there. Did I see my incline dumbbell bench go up? Yes. Okay, progress is there. Focus on 2 things. That's it. Everything else is to confuse you. Everything else is extra. So that was a huge mindset shift that really helped me reach. I mean, I'm not at my goal, but it helped me get to where I am at this point, you know, during this 20-pound weight loss. And then another one, and this is really the biggest one, is that I'm really not obsessed with getting to the goal. Now, don't get me wrong. When I make decisions, I still think, okay, do I want my end goal or do I want this? But I'm not so impatient that I'm expecting to reach my goal by next month. I've changed my mindset to, this is my life now. I love this life, and the time will pass anyway. So guess what? I'm gonna reach my goal eventually, because the time is already gonna pass. And so the biggest mindset shift here is, if the time is gonna pass anyway, y'all, just do the things every day that you need to do. And when the time passes, you'll eventually get there. Don't put a time frame on it. All right? I think I said in another video by October, because that's just based off the math I did. But if it's not there by October, guess what? I'm gonna get there in November. If it's not there in November, guess what? I'm gonna get there in December. If it's not there in December, guess what? I'm gonna get there in January. I don't care how long it takes because the time is gonna pass anyway, and this is my new life. So once you make the decision to change your life, the time it takes doesn't matter anymore. All that matters is that you're doing the right things on a consistent basis, just moving yourself in that right direction, 1% better. If you get 1% better for 100 days, guess what? You're 100% better. Now that math probably doesn't make sense. We're real like math heads, but we're not worried about that. We're worried about the results, right? And so the results will come eventually. That's all that matters. All right, y'all, so job's not finished. At the end of the day, I'm focused now on becoming the person that will get to my goal. So one thing I want y'all to do after you watch this video is just focus on who would the person that you want to become, or what would the person that you want to become be doing right now to get lean. So if your goal is to get lean, what type of person would you need to become to get lean? Not what diet should I go on. What type of person would you need to be to get lean? Because that is the key. Once you become that person, over time, you're gonna get the result. You just have to become that person first. Okay? So that's what I want y'all to do. Really list out the things that the person that would reach that goal would do. Just do those things. You're gonna reach your goal. That's all I got for y'all. Log in.